All right, welcome back to the Jelly Cards podcast, where John and I are spreading the love of the hobby. This is episode 68. You can listen to all our episodes on both Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you are enjoying these topics, please give us a rating and a follow on both Spotify and Apple. John, it's awesome to see your face, man. You have a beard.
One person who agrees with that.
You have a beard, man.
Yeah,
I love it. I love the beard. All you gotta do is be like me.
Yeah, soon enough. What do you think this hat is
Shave
for?
the hat. Shave the hat, grow the beard, and you're good. Actually, Jelly should do all mustaches.
Okay. Yeah. Easy way to kick us out of the hobby.
So, as you guys can tell, we are experimenting for the first time trying to do a video recording.
Whoa. So, yeah, I was just...
I can see the followers starting to go away.
Yeah. We've already lost half of them.
They're just gonna kick us out of recording. You know what? This is good.
We've seen many people do podcasts. You guys have already failed. It's over.
We know failure when we see it, and this might be the pinnacle.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're still gonna do the audio recordings. We'll still post the audio recordings for obviously Spotify and Apple. But like we've been talking about a lot, we're really trying to get back into using the YouTube channel because we've been it's just been YouTube Shorts or little clips that we can't because YouTube Shorts you can only record up to like 60 seconds for a YouTube Short. You can't go past it. So anything past 60 seconds, you got to make an actual YouTube video. But I don't know if those are necessarily attention grabbers. But hopefully, now that we can start doing video recordings for the podcast, hopefully we can start really posting those on the YouTube page. Give us another platform to try to promote the Jelly Cards podcast, Jelly Cards business. So,
I'm super nervous about it. Like you said, I'm happy we're doing it for the sake of the YouTube channel.
I mean, I think it's going to be great. A lot of the, first off, apologies for not being able to record last week. I caught a case of the suds.
The suds?
I caught the suds. I was pretty sick. So, I was still hoping that we were going to be able to record on Thursday, but man, I woke up that morning and I couldn't do it.
I figured.
So, yeah. So
happy
hopefully
you're feeling better.
Yeah. I'm feeling better. We'll see how this goes, and if I start coughing, I do apologize. So,
no, not
John. How you doing this morning, man?
I'm okay. It's I don't know, chilling. Happy to be back. Thank you for recovering. I guess at least finally, I felt a little bit of like a Chicago fall coming on, so I can wear this hoodie in my house and not be like sweating.
I was freezing this morning.
Yeah. It's nice. So I'm excited about that. All the sports picking up soon. So, which is awesome for Jelly Cards and just my life in general.
Caleb's looking great, man.
Yeah, knock on wood.
A lot of analysts LaShawn McCoy already called him Hall of Famer.
Okay, that's...
Yeah, he already called him a Hall of Famer on Speak, man. I know you love Speak.
I hate Speak, and that makes me even angrier. What the hell?
He looks
stupid.
He looks good though. I think it was more so they were saying, out of anybody who came out of that draft class, who would be most likely to be a Hall of Famer. Okay. And obviously that's he was saying, but he said it as like he's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Let's pray for the love of God.
He's saying for the most part because of like the things that he's accomplishing already in practices and already in the games, the reads that he's getting, his movement out of the pocket. I mean, everything's looking great. The whole team looks amazing right now. All right,
especially defensively too.
Yeah, we're stomping everybody on offense. We're stopping everybody on defense. I mean, I know it's preseason. It's got it's a matter of time before the games pick up, but I'm really, really excited. And it's going to be, I think, overall a great. I mean, we're not going to talk about football. This was supposed to be a baseball podcast episode, but I like that we're seeing a lot of the rookie quarterbacks now getting named as starters. We're going to have Caleb. They announced Jaden Daniels for the Commanders, and now Bo Nix is taking over for Denver, which is huge. Yeah. So it's going to be cool. Obviously, we're itching for that prism set to come out.
Dude.
prior to obviously Fanatics taking over. Speaking of Fanatics, the Fanatics Fest just happened. It wrapped up, I think, what, last weekend or something. I was watching this morning. I was watching a Jeff Wilson podcast episode from his Jeff Wilson show. He had Ryan from Card Collector 2 on it. They were, just recapping the Fanatics Fest. Did you watch any videos? Any Fanatics Fest videos, or did you see any, like how it was layout wise, things like that?
Yeah, I watched the maybe it was Jeff, but so my original Fanatics Fest content was the thing that I sent you guys with Gronk, like
Yeah.
smashing the card on the case and then signing it.
I hate that. I hate.
Yeah, me too. And then I saw Brady and all the other like superstar athletes that showed up. I saw a lot of those videos, and then eventually I saw Jeff and his like Cards HQ people do a breakdown of the show, and he talked about how the uniformity of the cases and how everyone had like the black tablecloth with like nice card display case at every single table, and he said it was spacious and easy to get around and all that stuff. Most of what I saw, but the one thing I did pick up on X, I don't know if you saw this, that a lot of people were complaining about the VIP packages and what they got in there.
That I didn't see. No.
Okay, so I think the VIP packages were $400 or something like that, and inside the drawstring bag was just like one or two big league baseball packs, some other like
Big league.
yeah, some other
Oh man!
Yep.
Oh my God.
Some other like inexpensive, I should say, soccer pack or something like that.
There it is. There it
Yeah.
was.
Jesus Christ. And so I saw that people were really pissed about that. They thought that was a huge waste of money. But overall, I
Well,
think it's
yeah.
pretty awesome.
If you're paying $400 for a VIP package and you're getting big league baseball, where a hobby box costs $50,
Yep.
yeah, I'd be pissed.
I'd be pissed too.
There's
I'd
no
expect-
value in that. No, if any of you know me, I love big league baseball. That was
I know.
that was the cards to collect back in the card boom. But I would be extremely upset if I paid $400 and I was walking away with some
Yeah,
card
nothing
that I'm
else.
gonna put in my bike spokes.
Yeah, exactly. But,
But yeah, one of the big things, takeaways that I had from listening to Jeff and Ryan talk about it was that it sounds to me, obviously the big topic now is Fanatics Fest going to take over as the number one card show? Is it gonna take the seat of the national? Personally, from what it sounds like, they're like two completely different events. And they're two completely different shows. It sounds to me like Fanatics Fest was way more of a sports fan experience, like sports overall, versus the national that's very heavy sports cards. Like Ryan was saying, when you walked into the convention center, one side was all the like fan experiences for like the NFL, NBA, UFC, all the big time sports, and then on the other side it was all the sports cards, tables, things like that. So to me, it's like there's way more to it than just sports cards. Now, obviously, it sounds like Fanatics is trying to get a lot of new sports fans or a lot of sports fans into the sports card section
Yeah.
of the show. But I think it's a good thing that both of them kind of are separated in the sense that you're getting like more of a fan experience, like like when we used to go to the UFC events, and UFC used to put the fan experiences outside whatever venue we were at, and you got to like kind of see the fighters, and that you could do the autograph signings. They would have sometimes Harley Davidson out there and stuff doing their thing. It kind of seems like that was a route that some of these major sports were taking at the Fanatics Fest, just kind of giving kids something to do. I think they said for the NFL experience, there was like you could run like the 40-yard dash, things
Sweet.
like that. So it's nice to know that those are gonna be. It sounds like those are gonna be two separate shows. I don't think it's just really just all about the sports cards there. They did talk about it being, I think, a 2-time-a-year show though.
Yeah.
They said in August it will be in New York, and then March they're doing it again in March, but it's gonna be in LA. But then next year they already have it set for August again in New York.
Damn.
So it sounds like it's going to be a reoccurring thing every year, but switch off between LA and New York, and then possibly some regional events in between where that might be maybe where they could possibly come to like a Chicago, or maybe they go to like somewhere in Florida or wherever, where they maybe do some little mini shows that are probably more focused on the sports cards.
I
But
like that. I like that it's I think a big complaint about the national and other big shows is that they're mostly East Coast slash Midwest. So all the crap that I have given Fanatics recently, I like that they're doing both an East Coast and a West Coast version because I've texted you guys that I think that there's a huge chunk of collectors and hobbyists on the West Coast. Obviously, PSA
yeah, big
has
time. Mm-hmm.
their headquarters in California. So
Yeah. Yeah,
I think
not to
that's awesome.
mention you got the Burbank show that's in Anaheim. That's a huge show. And then, if you go south, of course, Dallas puts on huge shows, year round. And so I think Texas could be it. Fanatics is based out of Florida.
Yeah.
They're right out of Tampa. The last time I was in Tampa, I stayed at a hotel that was right next to the headquarters building.
Nice.
So I mean, even I'm assuming Fanatics would love to get an event going in. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Miami's got a big enough convention center for them to do something at. I think even they could probably, some of these like indoor stadiums for baseball, they could probably, man, layer the floor like did they do if there's a concert going on or something. And they could probably do some huge events inside, like where, Lone Depot, where the Marlins play, or something like that, or in Arizona at, Chase Field. They could probably do something like that where, these are big fields and they can line up the field with something really, really cool, like just a regional show or something like that. I think that would be a cool experience for a lot of collectors to come out to not only be collecting sports cards, but you're collecting cards at a baseball stadium.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be awesome.
They've done shows like that. I know that I've seen like it has a card collector show that they throw. I don't know if it's every year, but I know that it's happened recently. I think that's a great idea. I think it'd be
Yeah.
awesome to go to a actual baseball stadium, football stadium, whatever,
Mhm.
and just walk around the floor, the field,
Yeah.
and see cards. That'd be awesome.
And Jeff also, and I sent it to you this morning, Jeff's, obviously this was the first time Fanatics did a event like this. So there's a lot of speculation about, future, future plans for the show, what they could do differently. And one thing that Jeff did say is he would like to see the sports card area be a little bit more, I think he said it, or maybe Ryan said it. They want to see it a little bit more integrated to where the fan experiences and the sports cards are integrated into one. So you're kind of doing a little bit of both. But then Jeff said it was like if you're in the NFL fan experience section, that's where you should have a lot of your football cards at. Which Ryan kind of was like, I don't know about that. He was like, because I like to have everything integrated as one. Like, I don't like to just football, 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 football when it comes to cards. They also Ryan talked about, I guess, the convention center in New York has levels, basically kind of like how Rosemont is.
Nice.
And they're like, oh, if you do the fan experience on one level and then put the sports cards on a different level, he was like, they could possibly do that. But it sounds like Fanatics really wants the fan experience of professional sports and sports cards to come together, and you get all these new fans, these new kids that haven't collected cards before, maybe adults that aren't into card collecting that are now going to get into it, which I really like the sound of it because it sounds to me like Fanatics is really, really trying to build this hobby into, hey, this is what you do. If you're into sports, you buy sports cards, you collect, you invest, you trade, whatever it is you want to do with them. But I like the sound of it. I think they're doing a great job. So, and maybe, hey, hopefully one time we can go. I have no desire to go to LA. Like,
me
I'm just
neither.
not an LA guy. But I'll go to New York.
Yeah, me too.
I've never been to New York, but I'll go to New York.
I agree.
So,
Completely agree. Everything you said, I agree with too.
yeah.
I appreciate that they are, at least you could tell that it feels like they're trying to grow the hobby and they're doing a lot of things that, in my opinion, are
They're
going
trying to really bring in all aspects of sports into the hobby, which I think is huge.
Yeah, exactly. And like
Yeah.
you said, it's basically, I think they're trying to make it just an automatic connection that if you watch or enjoy sports, you need to involve yourself in collecting, which
Yeah.
sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. So So let's get into the main topic of conversation because this was supposed to be about baseball. We haven't talked baseball in a while. You know, it has been a while. I think the last baseball episode was me talking for like 40 minutes, and then okay, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
No.
So let's get into some baseball talk because truthfully, for the sake of the episode, can you talk some baseball with me, man? I know it's been tough on you. You're not really happy with the MLB right now. You're not happy with the product of what they're putting out on the field every day. But for the sake of Jelly Cards Podcast, can we talk some baseball?
For the sake of Jelly Cards and the sake of Jason, I will talk baseball.
Thank you. All right, good. Because I think overall, this is actually a really great season. There's a lot of action happening. I think, there's obviously certain players that are just playing unbelievable right now. But before we get into any of that, first topic I want to bring up, Joey Votto announces his retirement from baseball.
Yeah, I saw that today too.
Okay, so let's just dive right into it. Is Joey Votto a Hall of Fame baseball player? Man, yep, that's a no. That's a no.
My current thought is no, but if he got in, I wouldn't be upset or surprised. But yeah, I am, as much as as a Cubs fan, I hate Joey Votto. I do respect and love the baseball player Joey Votto.
Absolutely. Yep.
So I think that he is. Oh man, I think he kind of played his. I don't know if he did it on purpose, but he's such a beloved reporter slash beat writer baseball player. I think they all love him because of his charisma and just how open he was to talking to the media, that he might get some votes because of that. So is his career Hall of Fame worthy? I'm putting him in Eric's Hall of Very Good.
Yeah.
I don't think he's Hall of Fame worthy, but because of his antics and just who he was overall for the Reds and just kind of like even the entire country of Canada, I think he might sneak in. But I know you feel similar, so explain how you feel and whether or not you'd put him in.
I personally would vote for him. He would get a vote from me 100%. When you break it down and look at his accolades and you look at his stats, I think you're right in the sense that I think he might end up being in the Hall of Very Good. But when you look at, what's gonna really help him? He's a former MVP. He's a 6-time All-Star. But he only has one Gold Glove. He would never won a Silver Slugger. He wasn't Major League Player of the Year. He doesn't have a lot of accolades to his name, but he has the best one. He was an MVP, but no World Series wins. He pretty much played his entire career with the Reds. He, played a little bit with the Blue Jays, but now he announced his retirement. However, 64.5 career WAR. It's got to keep him in conversation. Yeah. He's not going to be a one and done. He's not going to get below 5% of the votes. He will definitely get at least, I'm guessing he'll get anywhere from 10% to 20%, probably the first time he's on the ballot, would be my guess. Maybe even more. Honestly, he might get more. So when you look at his career overall, he's a 294 batting average. He's got 356 home runs. He's got 2,135 hits. Like I said, he has a 64.5 career WAR. His on-base percentage for his career was 409. Dude.
Awesome.
He slugged .511, OPS of 920, OPS plus of 144. I mean, it's his MVP season. Let me click on this real quick.
Did you look at his WAR compared to every other first baseman in the Hall of Fame?
No. Is it low?
No. Average of 25 Hall of Famers first base WAR 64.8.
So he's right there.
Fine.
So realistically, he's right there to be a Hall of Fame first baseman.
Yeah.
Because when you break it down, let me see. So for on-base percentage, like I said, 409 career on-base percentage, that's ridiculous. So we all knew he was an on-base machine. He led 1, 2, 3. He led the major leagues, so he played 17 years. 3 of those years, he led the major leagues in on-base percentage. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times he led the NL in on base percentage, which is insane.
Awesome. That's awesome.
He had OPS over 1 4 times in his career. His slugging was, I mean, he had 600. He had a 600 slugging the year he won MVP.
Amazing.
Like, and his on base percentage. He had an on base percentage. Obviously, 2012, he only played 111 games. 111 games in 2012. He batted 337. His on base percentage was 474 in 111 games. 4 in 111 games, man.
That's amazing.
Honestly, I would put him, like I said, I would give him the vote. 100%. He would get a vote from me. When it comes down to it, I think not that many accolades. You know, if he had if it really upsets me he continued to play as long as he did, because he really hurt his batting average towards the end of his career. He kind of did what, like, you know, Ichiro kind of did the same thing, just kept playing and playing and playing, and the average was going down. But I mean, 356 home runs. He's got over 2,000 hits. The WAR is awesome, 64.5. I think it might take him maybe like 5 years or something, but I think eventually he'll probably get the nod.
Okay.
It's not going to be like he's going to get 90% of the vote. I don't think. I think he'll end up probably squeaking in with like 76% at some point.
Yeah. After everything you said, I agree. I think that I might have to change my stance. Maybe I'm very strict on my Hall of Fame voting, obviously. But looking at Jaws and stuff, there are Hall of Famers with lower Jaws than him. Harmon Killebrew was 49.2 Jaws. Joey Votto's 55.7. So average of 25 Hall of Famers at the position of first base, Jaws is 53.4. Joey Votto's at 55.7. Miggy is 56.
Yeah.
But I just think, do they look at only stats? But I don't think so. I think, like you said, the accolades and the awards are what really matters. And I shouldn't say not all that really matters, but it plays a part. He's only made 6 All-Star games, 1 MVP, 1 Gold Glove. And I guess that's pretty much it, right? Besides, like, I guess he led the league in OBP and led the NL and OBP, all that stuff. Great stats, numbers, all that, which we think plays an important role, but should. Like you, in the defense of baseball, I would give Votto a vote.
He's 57th all time on the list for.
Yeah, see, like, his stats are there, but like, the success overall in the MLB, I think, plays an important role in the voting. And some of these writers, I don't know. If he got in, I wouldn't be upset. I would be happier than Roland getting in, if that matters.
You know what's insane is the fact that he had 409 career on base percentage, and that only puts him at 42nd all time.
Yeah, think about that.
Oh man, wow, that's
exactly.
And if you go to, because, you know, of course, I've always looked at Joey Votto cards. I've always wanted a Joey Votto rookie card. And I mean, realistically, if you're looking at like just like a base, like Topps, just a regular Topps rookie card of his, that's under $100. I think they're going for around like $50, something like that. I think it's Topps Chrome you can get for under 150. Just the base. Just the base Topps Chrome rookie card, PSA 10, under $150 for Joey Votto. I'm watching one currently right now. If it does go under 150, I think I'm going to try to snag it and just keep it.
Oh, yeah.
I think Luke has a Joey Votto rookie card in his collection.
I think so, too. I think he has a nice Votto and a nice Goldschmidt, too.
Yeah. Yeah, so I know Luke was big on it, was big on Joey Votto. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a few years before, you know, he's ever, you know, considered. I think, what is it? You have to be retired for 4 years?
Something like that.
Like officially retired for 4 years before you even considered for the ballot. So it will still be another like probably 2028, 2020 season before we actually see him.
We should mention, I think that first of all, you saying that made me think, if I bought the card now and I sold it when his time comes that he's even on the ballot, I think it'll go up. But I also think that him announcing retirement is going to affect his cards market.
You're probably going to see an uptick right now. You probably will see a lot of
because of the conversation that we're having. People are like, "Oh man, is he a Hall of Famer? He might be."
Yeah, you're instantly. I mean, already one of the MLB articles was already Joey Votto Hall of Famer, like question mark.
Yep.
You know, so because he was always in the Hall of Fame conversation. But when they talked about current active players, he was always one of the ones that got picked. You know, like he was like Paul Goldschmidt, Clayton Kershaw, you know, Mike Stanton, players like that. You know, they always picked him to be, well, could he, could he not? And
Exactly.
especially when it comes down to the WAR, which we all know, you know, plays a major role in the Hall of Fame voting. John's already fuming. I could see the
Yeah.
steam.
Oh, I'm getting
I could
pissed.
see the smoke.
Stupid stat.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I want to move on too, because I want to talk about current players right now. Talk about what's going on in the season. We're gonna get into it. All right.
Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
We're gonna get into it because I wanted to make a reference in the group chat the other day. Well, I wanted to make a comment in the group chat the other day. I personally think post COVID, so at 2021 and on, so between 2021 and 2024, 2024 where we're at right now. I personally think, and you could disagree with me, and I know you're going to disagree with me. I think Aaron Judge is the best baseball player in the game currently right now since post COVID. Just saying. I think he is. If you actually took like a top 100, I for sure. I used to say it was Mike Trout, but obviously you can't really put him in that conversation anymore because he's just again another season-ending injury for him. But I think when you really break it down, and I know obviously Ohtani, you know, he's got 2 MVPs, you know, during this time. Judge is about to win another one. I personally think Judge is by far the best baseball player in the game currently right now. And I don't even think Ohtani I think is obviously at number 2, but I don't think anybody's touching Judge right now.
Am I supposed to respond?
Yes.
Okay. Offensively, I agree. I agree with that. But in terms of best baseball player since COVID or even like pre-COVID, I don't think it.
Well, not pre-COVID, not pre-COVID. I'm saying since 2020. I mean, I think truthfully, I think that he is the best player in the game currently right now. Of course, offensively, yes, like 100% offensively. But do you know what his stats are for his last like 30 games?
Yes, I'm aware.
Do you know that he's batting over 400? You know, he's slugging over 800. He's got, I think, 13 home runs in his last like 30 games. I think he's averaging an RBI a game right now. He's on pace for another 60 home run season. I think he's on pace to obviously crush his RBI total that he had when he won the previous MVP. And I know I'm probably gonna piss you off here when I say this. I personally think Ohtani is very lucky that the NL is kind of underperforming when it comes to season stats, but I think he's extremely lucky that Ketel Marte got injured.
Really?
Yeah, I think Ohtani. Okay, and this is why I said we're gonna get into it because if you look at Ohtani's stats for his last, let's go for his last 30 games,
Struggling.
It's 215 average right now. He's batting 215, on base 314. I mean, he's still slugging 537. I mean, he's still hitting a lot of home runs, but his average is dropping drastically. I mean, he's at 291 right now. I mean, if you look at his last 15 games, 172. 172 is his average for his last 15 games. Ketel Marte was playing really well. He plays defense. He's injured. Yeah, like I said, he's injured right now. But he had like 30 home runs. Over 80 ribbies. He was batting 299, I think, when he got injured. His OPS was over 9. You know, Ohtani's OPS is over 9, but I think Ozuna might have a closer or a higher OPS than him currently right now.
I don't think so.
Or
No.
it's close. It's close.
Yeah. Ohtani is 988. Ozuna is 975.
Okay. But I think a big one was I think Ohtani got lucky that because I think the way Ketel Marte was playing, I think he would have made a really, really good push because he plays obviously defensively as well. But I think Ohtani's got to worry about Ozuna too.
I think you're so blinded by hatred that you
No,
just
no, I
refuse to
don't.
let
No,
Otani win
this
the
is
MVP.
this is what upsets me the most is that, it's like you can't we can't argue that there's other players in the league that are playing up to the same level that Otani is. It's like, whoa, no, no, no. Like, I mean, they're having good seasons, but
Yeah.
we can't. No, they're not doing what Otani's doing. Oh, actually, Otani, first off, is extremely lucky that he got out of the American League
For sure.
because Judge would have crushed him in the MVP voting. Soto would have crushed every single person. Bobby Witt would have crushed him in MVP voting.
Yeah.
Otani
Yeah.
would have been close to it if he
That's
was in
the
the American League.
conversation we should be having, Jason. Do you
What?
think should Bobby Witt be considered like should get more votes than Aaron Judge? Like Aaron Judge versus Bobby Witt Jr.
No.
should be the discussion.
No,
Okay.
no, but Aaron Judge is going to win it unanimously. If anybody was going to get a single vote and a single MVP vote, it would be Soto.
Who is more valuable to their team?
Judge.
Like, where would the Royals be without Bobby Witt Jr. versus the Yankees without Judge?
Vinny Pasquantino's got like over 90 ribbies this year.
Oh, sure, but what?
But that's why. But there's other players on the Royals right now, and their pitching staff is actually really good.
Yeah. Okay. What is the entire team strength / talent of the Yankees versus the Royals? Same with when Otani was on the Angels. Like, I feel like Bobby Witt Jr. That's a discussion I would give it to Judge 1,000%. He should get unanimous first place votes. But I am a huge admirer of what Bobby Witt Jr. is doing in Kansas City.
Oh, I think it's going to fall down to another unfortunate season to where you're Bobby Witt Jr., you're batting .352, you got 25 home runs, 92 ribbies, you got 25 stolen bases, your OPS is over 1, and yet you have Aaron Judge putting up Barry Bonds numbers.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just the unfortunate thing. It was like when, in 2001 or whatever season that was, when Luis Gonzalez batted like 347 or he batted like 335. I think he had 47 home runs. He had like 120 something ribbies, but Sosa decides I'm going to hit 160 ribbies and Barry Bonds hits 73 home runs.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Because then that's why I'm saying like Otani, man, he must be looking at this going, I picked the right time to come to the National League because everybody's underperforming in the National League.
Yeah.
Like even Otani, his stats look great, but truthfully, nobody, when you look at a lot of these top players, like nobody's really standing out in the National League to make me go like this. Yeah, I think, I think this is the person. Oh, this could be, Ozuna is really the only person that's really, batting 309.
But what do we always complain / talk about as the most important stat to these dumb voters?
Home runs.
WAR. You schmuck. And Otani's WAR is 6.3. Marte was 6.1. And Ozuna's all the way down at 4.3.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. I think Marte was putting up
Yeah.
a really, really great argument to try to take, especially with Otani slumping at the plate.
I'm like looking up is Jeff Kent the last second baseman to win MVP?
Probably. Yeah, because Jimmy Rollins was a shortstop.
Altuve maybe?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Altuve won MVP.
Yeah. And
Yeah, you're
Pedroia.
right.
Forgot about Pedroia. Oh my God.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that was what? Like, I don't even know. That was what, 2016?
Yeah. But there can't be that many second basemen. Sorry to get us off
No.
topic. Yeah, Marte, whatever, sure, maybe. But I think Otani has now shifted his, he really wants the 40-40 so bad that he's like trying to hit homers only. That's why his average is taking a hit. Well, I think once he gets to the 40 homers, he's going to go back to trying to boost his average.
He's only two?
One away.
He's already got 40 stolen bases?
He's got 39 homers, 39 stolen bases.
Oh, okay. Oh, so he's one away from each. Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely think Otani's going to win another MVP, but I think that's only because Marte's injured and Ozuna doesn't steal bases.
Yeah.
If Ozuna stole bases, even like half, I think he would take the MVP. Even if he took half.
That Otani is going to win the MVP is because everybody else just isn't as good as Otani, is what you just said.
No, just
Every
because I think I personally think Ketel Marte was having a better year than him.
whatever, man. Sure. You just refuse to let it be
No,
fact.
I think Marte was clear cut. Judge Otani, it was clear cut until the last like 30 games started happening, until the last like month of games. And then your next thing you know, you're seeing Otani, who was batting like 314, he's now down to 291. He's slumping really bad at the plate.
Yeah.
And you had Marte, who was crushing it at the plate.
How many games are left in the season?
Like a month?
Yeah. Like maybe 30-ish?
But I don't even know how long Marte's injury. I don't know how long he's going to be out for, but I think that's taken him completely out of the race.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I
I think the only person now that could actually compete with Otani is Ozuna, and I think as long as Ozuna maybe hits more home runs, more RBIs, and keeps the average up, and maybe if he can surpass him in OPS, I think he can make a argument to get it. But we're about to see the first ever DH win MVP in baseball, and it's because it's going to come down to Marcell Ozuna, it's going to come down to Shohei Ohtani, which, I mean, either are obviously well deserving, but I personally think right now there is nobody's competing against Aaron Judge. Nobody can touch Aaron Judge, especially at the plate. It's unreal. He's the fastest player to 300 home runs for career home runs. He's done it faster than, what was that list? I think like
feel
I
like
can't
Garrett
remember
was
who's
on
on. I want to say Mickey Mantle. Was he on the list? It was that list was
Ralph
unreal.
Kiner.
Yeah.
Nice. Ralph Kiner,
Yeah.
Howard, Juan Gonzalez, A-Rod.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
and he not only is he the fastest to do it, he like blew it out of the water.
Yeah, less than 1,000 games. Everybody else is over 1,000.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying I personally, and not only is he hitting that many home runs, but he's doing it with average, and of course he's got the team to support. He's driving in RBIs too, and that's the biggest thing. Like he's not going up on the to the plate with hitting solo jacks. Like Chris Bryant did that one year where it was like, he had like 30 plus home runs and he only had like 80 ribbies.
Yeah.
Like he's going up, he's coming to the plate. And if you watch the breakdown of his swing, he's like inside pitches. He's turning so fast on inside pitches. And that's why he said, I think that was one of the biggest things he said that's really helping his home run ball is how quick he's getting the inside pitches.
Yeah.
And I'm
looking up his cards market since we're supposed to
Yeah.
be talking about cards here, Jason. Yeah, everything you said about Judge is accurate, true, but I think that when did we talk about? Didn't I mention Judge on one of our other podcast episodes that we should have been buying his cards? I think start of the season he struggled bad, really
Yeah,
bad.
he was. Yeah, he was. It's like April and May, he was doing really poorly.
Yeah, I think I said him and I said Julio. I haven't really looked at Julio cards in a while, but
I think isn't he injured too?
yeah. But just a base Topps Chrome Aaron Judge PSA 10 just sold for $166.
His Allen and Ginter sold for over $100 in a rookie card.
That's what I mean. Like when else do you see that? And this would have been a freaking prime opportunity for people to buy up Judge beginning of the season when he's struggling. And now you're probably sitting on 4 figures at least.
He had an SGC 10 rated rookie Donruss paper sell for $111.50 on August 20th.
So bad.
Rated rookie Donruss non-licensed paper sell
Insane.
for $111.50 right now. Honestly, so okay, let me ask you this then. If you have Aaron Judge cards right now, are you selling them right now?
Yes.
Or are you holding off?
I am selling them. I'm selling.
Do you think the market goes up when he wins the MVP, or do you think it's this high because everyone's knowing that he's going to win MVP again?
This high because people are knowing, like we talked about before, when people win the Super Bowl, their market just kind of stays stagnant or it goes down. The thought of them winning is leading up to massive hype, and people are all just jumping on eBay looking for their cards. So I would sell, I mean, just for the, I guess I don't know, conservative / play it safe mindset, I might hold one or two just to test it, just to see like,
I
hey,
would
yeah, at least hold one, but I'm saying sell 90% of them now, sell 5% after they announce he won MVP, and then keep the others for career hold.
Yeah,
That's
his Allen Ginter August 20th, PSA 10, Allen Ginter rookie card sold for 108.50.
That's nuts, man.
Just, I mean, and that's not, there's nothing special about these. They're actually, I used to like collecting them, but realistically, they're like ugly cards to have.
Yeah, I know. And they're just like old school paper cards.
Yeah, I mean, it's but $108.50. Like that's everybody is buying up Aaron Judge right now. Everybody wants a piece of that Aaron Judge cake.
His first Bowman auto in a PSA 10 on August 18th sold for $3,950. Base. Yeah, exactly. Base. Which
Just
is nuts.
his base tops chrome on August 19th, 215. Just a base tops chrome, 215.
I'm gonna look up Bobby Witt Jr.
It's probably way less. You should actually be looking up. Oh my lord!
Oh,
on August 19th, his Aaron Judge's 2017 Bowman rookie auto in a PSA 10 sold for $2,400. Just the Bowman Chrome rookie auto in a PSA 10 sold for $2,400.
see what I mean? Like what? All right. You know how we always talk about the blue chrome refractors being juicy? Yeah. August 19th, 2024. Bobby Witt Jr., True Blue, first Bowman auto, PSA 10. Guess price.
I would say he's probably less than 2. Higher or lower?
Much higher.
Wait, did you say auto or not auto?
Auto, PSA 10.
Oh, sorry. 800?
What? Bobby Witt Jr. Blue auto, PSA 10. First Bowman.
For a first Bowman, I'm guessing he's probably 2,000. Oh, fuck. Oh, excuse me. Wow. What? Yeah, I was sorry because I looking up Shohei Ohtani rookie cards. I was getting distracted. Wow, 9,000.
$10K basically for a first Bowman auto blue PSA 10, August 19th, and he's not going to win MVP, sadly. But still,
well,
that's what I'm saying.
It's the unfortunate, but it's a good sign for Bobby Witt collectors that he is putting up these type of numbers, because that's what we always said. We always said that about Bobby Witt. We always knew Bobby Witt had this much potential. I kind of wish we didn't sell all the Bobby Witt cards that we had. I know.
Jason, relax.
I know. But I'm just saying, because we were so convinced on Bobby Witt. Like we were. Like as you especially, you were so convinced that Bobby Witt has all the tools in the world to be an MVP. He's going to put up those numbers. And like I said, again, it's unfortunate that he's doing it right now when you have 2 players on the Yankees that are playing out of their minds.
Yeah.
But it just happens. It just happens, you know. But I think it could be a good time to buy up Bobby Witt. Maybe. Because what happens to his market when he does win an MVP? I mean, not $9,000. I'm not talking about go out there and buy $9,000, Bobby Witt autos. But if you can go out there and buy a first Bowman Chrome auto, just his regular base auto, or the Mega Box auto, or whatever you want to buy of his, is now not a good time to buy them when people kind of know that, or close, or here's a better way to put it. Buy it when you know that MVP is locked in, Judge is going to win it.
Yeah,
then I think the Bobby Witt market's going to go down. I think you could buy Bobby Witt now because they're going to make playoffs. And what if the Royals go on another World Series run?
Interesting.
What if Bobby Witt wins the World Series MVP? Is that going to help his market?
So
is that going to make people? I mean, imagine what's going to happen if the Yankees go to the World Series and Judge wins the World Series MVP.
Oh man,
think his market's hot now?
That's a good point.
Or Ohtani? What if it's Yankees Dodgers World Series? eBay's gonna break.
Yeah, you might be right.
Like I think eBay's gonna crash because everybody's going to be buying up all these cards, man. I mean, I'm looking.
The most recent Bowman Chrome Bobby Witt Jr. base auto, PSA 10, first auto, 2020 Bowman. PSA 10, 1485, 1,485.
That's
So,
not bad. That's
yeah,
actually, I mean, it's
half
what
of what
people
the
paid
Judge
for a
sold for.
Jordan Walker.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, and that's exactly my point. You see where Judge is at. And that's always, we talk about this all the time. You see where these other players are at, the top players. Those are good indicators of where potentially these markets could end up going. Bobby Witt sitting at 1,500. You got Judge sitting at 2,500. But if Bobby Witt continues to do this over a course of 5 years or something, where he's putting up these massive, massive numbers, it's only going to get better. It's not like that market's going to get worse where people are just not going to believe in Bobby Witt anymore.
Yeah.
I actually personally think a lot of these Ohtani cards are really not as expensive as I thought. His market's like below Judge right now.
Yeah. That's, who was okay, Mr. Let's buy Bobby Witt Jr. at the peak. I am not buying Bobby Witt Jr. right now.
Oh, this Ohtani's peak?
No.
This guy blows.
Oh my God, you are so ridiculous. So Bobby Witt Jr. is hitting his peak, obvious in my opinion, in my sports card opinion. I can't say obviously. So why would I buy Bobby Witt Jr. instead of buying Ohtani if Ohtani is much cheaper?
I actually was just about to say you should be buying. I'm shocked that you're not buying more Ohtani cards right now.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, I don't know why his market is not higher than it should be.
Have you looked up like his Bowman rookie auto?
I haven't looked up. Okay, never mind. August 21st, his 2018 Bowman Chrome rookie auto PSA 10 sold for $12,700.
You don't say.
$150 shipping.
Yeah, well that makes sense. What the hell? If you're gonna sell a car for that much money.
So what is it then? Do people just not care to buy any other? Well, he had his batting one. His Bowman Chrome batting rookie non-auto PSA 10 stuff for $620. I forgot he's got two different ones,
Yeah,
the
he's got
pitching
two
and the
of them.
batting one. He's got too many of them is what he really has.
But anyway, back to on track. I think personally, I would not be buying Bobby Witt right now because of what you said, that unfortunately he's just kind of stuck in this bad situation. He's not going to win MVP this year, but I'm almost certain that within the next 3 years, Bobby Witt Jr. is going to win an MVP. So
Yeah.
I would wait until after the season. I would wait until like November, December. Maybe somebody will be lucky enough to find a show, like a card show nearby, and they can pick up a couple for a good price. I would buy them then in anticipation that this is going to happen again and sell them at a premium. I wouldn't buy them right now. I would be selling a lot of my baseball cards right now if I had them.
You wouldn't wait until it was announced that, like, hey, there's no way Bobby Witt's winning this MVP. Judge is going to take the MVP. I mean, come on, we can speculate right now that Judge is going to win this MVP. Like, we know that.
Yeah, I would sell Judge. I would sell Ohtani. I would sell Bobby Witt. I'm not saying sell all of them. I would sell like 90% of them.
I would be. I mean, yeah. If I was sitting on a Bowman Chrome auto of Ohtani, I'm selling it right now.
Absolutely.
And a PSA 10, over $12,000. Yeah, buy. See ya.
Yeah. See, the difference between, I guess, you and my opinion is that Ohtani, as time goes on, could potentially be best baseball player ever, but in Jason's eyes, that's not going to happen.
It's
So
not gonna happen.
if I had to hold one player out of all three of them, it's Shohei.
That would
But
be Aaron Judge.
because the markets are so crazy, I would sell them all right now. In my opinion. I mean, what the hell? I respect and love anybody who's just like, no, I don't care how much it's worth, I'm keeping it. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, I'm sure that Ozuna's market is crazy. Freaking Marte's market's got to be crazy. All the other people in the
You know
AL
what's
who are
funny?
going nuts.
What's funny about Ketel Marte is I used to, when I played a lot of MLB The Show, I was really big fan of Ketel Marte. And then he kind of just, kind of fell off until, the last couple of years. Then he started becoming this big time threat in the league. And I remember looking at Ketel Marte cards, a year or two ago, like just first Bowmans of him, and they were like nothing. So yeah, it's unfortunate now that but it's just funny the way the hobby works sometimes where, and that's why I kind of get on this whole, like, let's not sell cards at losses. Let's, you know, have some patience. I know it's tough, but it's different when you're operating a business. And I understand that because you got to make money to spend money, or you got to get money to spend money, not really make
Right,
money. You
right.
just got to have money and have funds in order to spend it all. When I look at players like a Ketel Marte and think where that market once was to where it possibly is now, like it's just a true testament to, it may take a while. If you just have the patience and you're willing to just let that money sit, it could benefit you in the long run. I mean, Ohtani was doing it too. Judge was doing it too. Judge went from a $55 Topps Chrome rookie card to $300, and now it's like what sits at like $240 or whatever right now. If you were that person that was sitting on, 5 Aaron Judge rookies sitting at $50 when you bought them, to now you're selling them for $250 to almost $300 because he's like in my opinion, he's the best player in the league right now. It can really pan out for you. I mean, Marte's not nowhere near the stature that Aaron Judge is at or Ohtani's at, but if the hobby works the way you think it works, his market should be increasing, and you should be able to make some money off of it. It's like, same with Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of golf collectors out there who had a ton of his cards from when he was drafted number 1 and had to just sit and wait. And now he's a Super Bowl caliber quarterback.
Exactly.
It happens. So we'll see. But we're going to end on this. So I want World Series predictions. Who do you think's going to win the World Series? What do you think the matchup's going to look like?
Oh, man.
And then obviously your MVP picks.
Okay, MVP picks, Judge and Ohtani. That's easy for me. Maybe not easy for Jason.
Yep.
But who I think is going to be in the World Series, I think it is going to be chalk. I think it's going to be Yankees-Dodgers, which, honestly, I want it on the record that I hate MLB, the entire league. I hate it all. But for the sake of the league, I think it would be good if it's Dodgers-Yankees, and MLB is drooling, foaming at the mouth, praying that that's what happens, because that's what they want to see. But I want it to be... I want it to be Guardians, Diamondbacks. That's what I want. I want it to be Cleveland versus Arizona.
Arizona's only 4 games back from the Dodgers.
Yeah, I know.
And the Padres are only 4 games back from the Dodgers.
I know.
Dodgers spending all that money, and they ain't even that good.
Yeah,
they're good, but it shows that just because you have every superstar in the league on your team doesn't mean diddly squat.
Exactly. So I want it to be that, or I want it to be either Baltimore, Kansas City, or Cleveland in the World Series. I would really love to see that, just for my sake and my former baseball loving sake. I want it to be that.
It's going to be a very fun race to watch in the American League because you have the Yankees leading in the AL East. You got the Orioles a half game back. You got the Guardians leading in the Central. But then you got the Royals and the Twins both 2.5 games back. There is going to be a very good team that gets left out of the playoffs this year in the AL. And it just all depends on who it might be. It might be the Twins, might be the Royals. It could be the Orioles.
I know, which would be really crazy.
It could end up being, the Mariners or the Astros, or Mariners or Astros, whoever wins their league or their division. So,
who are your picks for? Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, Judge, hands down, AL MVP for sure.
I want you to know that if I had to, if there's any debate, in my opinion, it's Judge Bobby Witt Jr. is my debate. I know
my debate is Ohtani Ozuna. If Marte was healthy right now and playing, I would have picked Marte for the MVP right now. I'm picking Ohtani, but I think there's heavy debate that I think Ozuna could make an argument towards MVP. I think American League, it's clear cut. You're not gonna give it to anybody else but Judge.
Yeah, complete opposite.
As for World Series picks, I would like to see Yankees. I would like to see the Yankees just, for Judge's sake. I'm a big Aaron Judge fan. I like that. It would be cool to see, him finally get to one. And then, I mean, it's a tough one for the NL. I don't want to see the Dodgers in it. Screw the Dodgers. Phillies would be good, but I think they're really kind of falling off the last little bit. So yeah, maybe it would be cool to see the Diamondbacks go back. But if I had to, probably maybe Yankees, Phillies for the World
Yankees,
Series.
Phillies. Okay, that's also good. Like market
Yeah.
for the MLB.
Yeah. So that would be my pick. So you can wrap it up and take it away.
So, final thoughts, I guess. First of all, thank you, Jason, for coming back, recovering. We could do our podcast.
I've been holding back coughs this entire time.
This was our first video podcast. I'm very happy that we did it. I'm like really crossing my fingers and praying that we get off this episode and it downloads. Just be like, oh, failed.
Yeah, I
And
hope
then we're
not.
just
I hope not.
we're in deep poo-poo. But it's good to be back. This podcast episode was basically first we started off with like a Fanatics Fest / hobby outlook, I guess. And then we talked a little bit about going into baseball and our MVP picks and all that stuff. And I'm also happy that we did touch on at least a couple of card markets. So thank you everybody for listening. If you are out there and you went to Fanatics Fest, please reach out. You can reach out to us on social media at JELICards, JELICARDS, on Instagram, on X, on YouTube. Also, it's JELICards. TikTok is Jelly_card. Not going to be on TikTok.
I got rid of it.
It's gone?
I deleted it. Yeah.
All right. Well, ignore that part of what I said. We're not on TikTok anymore.
You know what? I'm just not a fan of the platform, and I would rather put all our focus
Energy.
on Instagram and on YouTube, and just have those two be our platforms. So yeah, if you are following us on TikTok and you're not seeing posts anymore, it is because we no longer have it. So
okay. All right. Well, there's all of that, and most of all, if you've listened to this podcast episode all the way and you enjoy it, please, I told Jason the last time, we didn't talk about it when I closed this out with Clayton, but please follow the podcast. Please give us a rating. I'm really hoping every time that we post a podcast episode a week later, I can go back and see that our ratings are up to 20 ratings or 50 ratings. So if you listen to this podcast episode and you enjoyed it, please follow the podcast. Give us a rating on both Apple and Spotify. We would really appreciate it. We would love it. And yeah, if you're out there and you are a Aaron Judge collector or a Bobby Witt Jr. collector, Ketel Marte collector, Shohei collector, reach out to us. We would love to see those cards. We would love to hear your takes on the MVP races. And thank you everybody for listening. Hope we have an amazing week and an amazing weekend ahead. And as always, now you can see my face as I say this. Keep spreading the love of this hobby from your friends at JELICards.
that's it.